Hello, girls and boys. Ready? Let's begin.
Hey, what is up, guys? This is Evan.
Eugene here.
And welcome to Journey to a Million. And this is the show that we are working with JURNI.tv. And it's pretty straightforward. What we're going to be doing is we're documenting our entire journey to 7 figures, to $1 million business. Okay, right now we have a 6-figure business, and we're going to share everything that we learned, all the tips, all the strategies, all the hacks, everything that we did to scale from 0 to 6 figures. All right, and also we're gonna be documenting everything that we're doing right now to scale to 7 figures. All right, so before we get into episode 1 and what we're gonna be discussing today, Eugene. So let's talk a little bit more about who's this for? Who's this show for?
I mean, whether you are maybe a beginner, right, just getting started, wanting to learn how to start your own online business, or maybe you have already started, you have some experience, but still kind of like grinding, struggling a little bit, right? We've been there, obviously, or maybe you are already making 5 or even 6 figures, and you're looking to scale to that 7-figure. Then the stuff that we'll be sharing in this show is going to give you guys a lot of value. So
exactly, super excited to be able to connect with you guys and just learn more about your guys' businesses as well. Okay, so episode 1. All right, we're not gonna kick things off with too many technical stuff. Actually, we want to kick things off because I'm pretty sure you guys are probably wondering, who the heck are these two guys? Who am I? Who's Eugene? What are we like? What do we do? Things like that. So we're gonna kick things off. We're sharing a little bit more about our business and also, what we did and kind of just our story and our journey, right? How we went from 0 to 6 figures over the past year, and exactly what we did. Kind of just everything about all that. All right. So, man. Do you want to kick things off? Or should I kick things off?
Well, you're in a momentum.
All right. I'm gonna kick things off. So I'm gonna kick things off with just sharing a little bit more about my story, because Eugene and I, we're business partners. We're brothers. We have a brand called Affiliate Brothers, and we're actually brothers, not friends. We're not like bros, like a fraternity or whatnot. We're actual brothers. We grew up together, and we've been doing business together for the past 4 years, 3 years. Man, it's been a long time, but we've been doing business together for a very long time now. But when we first started, so I think let me just kind of rewind back to how we even got into entrepreneurship, because I think everybody has that moment. Eugene and I is a little bit different, but I'm gonna get into mine first. So for me, I first started off, because growing up, I was just working hard, studying hard. That's all I did, because I thought if you want to be successful, if you want to make a lot of money, you want to just have a good life, you gotta get really good grades, and you gotta get a really, really good job, right? So that's what we were preached, and that's what we focused on doing. Right, so we're working hard, studying hard, and up until university, my first year of university, that's when, that's what I thought. I thought all I have to do is just study really hard, right? And when I got into university, that's when things changed, right? Because I went from getting straight A's to starting to fail classes. I wasn't doing well. It was super competitive. I was just slacking off, and it's just things were not looking good, right? My path to trying to get a really good 9-to-5 job was just, the chances of that happening was getting slimmer to slimmer. And I just felt so lost, so confused. I was like, what am I even doing? Why am I even studying this? It's just, there's no purpose, right? And I think the specific moment that got me to kind of think about starting entrepreneurship was when I was, actually I was after a workout, and this email popped up, and it was an email of my exam results, right? And I was super scared because I had to pass those classes. If not, I might get expelled, or at least have to delay a year, whatnot, do something that will screw up my whole future, right? And I looked at it and I opened it. It was all I saw was F, A, S, C's, no A's, D's, and it's just really bad grades. And I was just super sad. I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Should I keep going? I just felt so lost. And I remember just riding my bike home that day after I worked out, and I was just man, I can either continue to do something that I obviously suck at, right, and just be super, below average for the rest of my life, or, right, I can try something else, right? And I didn't know what that something else was, but, I think by the end of that bike ride, I'm like, you know what, let me try something else, All right. So before I decided to go try something else, actually I called Eugene, right? Because Eugene's 5 years older than me. He's already in the 9 to 5, right? He's already, doing that, that hustle, the grind, and just, living that life. So I was like, okay, before I quit this 9 to 5, dream that I've been chasing, let me consult Eugene. He's my older brother. I want to get some advice, right? So I hit him up, and what did I say, bro?
So you were just asking me, like, how's it like working in a 9 to 5, right? And at that time, I was on the bike too, right? I was riding, right? He was asking me, and it's really funny because I honestly wanted to try to be a good brother, right?
Yeah.
Try to encourage him, because I know that what he was studying back in college is something that I think is going to actually give you a good job.
Yeah.
Like get you to a good, I would say, a good position where you'll be able to earn decent money, right? But the thing is, is at that time I was struggling, both financially and also, I wasn't able to get what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? And I think that a lot of you guys can relate to it. Not only do you get a lot of stress because you're working under someone else, and the thing is, a lot of times you feel like it's not even about the money. It's like sometimes, like, you feel like your potential, hasn't been reached.
Yeah.
Okay, because there are so many limits to what you're able to do, right? Especially because I was actually working in Korea, and it's just not just Korea. Like any places in Asia, they have this hierarchy thing.
Yeah.
Where you gotta listen to your boss, right? People who are older than you, right? So, not gonna lie, he was basically calling me asking for advice. It ends up me complaining to him about how it sucks. Okay, so like basically the conclusion is, so that was where obviously I wanted to start to do my own business.
Yeah.
Not because I found a great idea or like was like something that I really wanted to do, or I found a new opportunity. It's really more I just want to get out of that rabbit hole. That's the thing. And then the only way that I was looking at it was like, I need to start something by myself, right? And so for a guy like with no business experience, right, what I was studying back in college wasn't even business related.
Yeah.
So how did it happen? That was a time where, these are like people who get targeted most easily by the other people, the
guru ads.
The guru ads or whatever you call it. But then back then before, I was like, let's back off a little bit before we actually got into the online stuff.
Yeah.
Basically what happened was I get approached by a friend.
Okay.
Okay. And then basically was telling me that this great business opportunity, and of course they're selling us a lot of talks about visions, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you guys are very familiar with terms like passive income, right?
Financial freedom.
Freedom, right? That and that was where, hey, you know what? I wanted to learn more about it. Suddenly I got excited about this, opportunity, and that was where I was brought by my friend into a really, really secret, like undisclosed location, right? And inside there were another group of people listening to some sort of business presentation, right? And then afterwards, it ended up to be a network marketing business, right? And of course, but guys, like, don't get me wrong though, like at first, I was really, really excited when I listened to all these like different the commission plans or like structures, the potential amount of money that you're able to make. So, hey, while a lot of people were really against these type of businesses, I was actually thinking how we're able to, hey, really start having those visions where, I can finally quit my job and just focus on that business. That was like really me being very, very naive, no experience whatsoever, right? And then that's how I got started. And long story short, I freaking failed this whole business because you know, it's all about like recruiting leads, right? Whatever business you do, you need leads, right? You need traffic. And honestly, I was just using this very traditional method of trying to hit up my friends and families, or just trying to we were actually in a coffee shop trying to pick up people. Like usually guys pick up chicks, I pick up people, try to talk to them. I'm not joking, really, that's how, and me and my partner. But the thing is, like, guys, like what I'm trying to say is, obviously, you know, I stopped doing it because I wasn't having any results.
Yeah.
But what made me realize is that I had to go online, whether it is for lead generation or to build some sort of asset, right? In order to get this business going, I needed to jump online, but I just didn't know how to do it, right? So that was, I would say, the first obstacle that I personally hit that made me think that, you know what, I need to do something different, right? So yeah, I obviously shared that with him. So,
yeah, so that's around the time I called him. Like that's when, you know, he was bitching about his 9-to-5 job. He was trying network marketing, not working. And oh, guys, by the way, you know, I think we forgot to mention like what business we do right now. So just to give you guys a little bit more context before we continue off the story, like we have a 6-figure business. It's a coaching business, and we help other online business owners generate more leads, generate more sales. We're very focused. We're very you know, narrowed down to the affiliate marketing space initially, but we're looking to broaden up and help other online business owners because, you know, everybody has awesome products, services, offers to sell, and they have an awesome story and message to share, and we want to be able to help those people do that. And that's something that we're super passionate about. All right. And you know, a reason why we're really passionate about, you know, helping other business owners is because we were once in those people's like shoes. You know what I mean? Like we were once like, a lot of people right now, you know, they're struggling, they're looking for ways to help them make money online, scale their business, and you know, they're struggling, right? And we were once there, right? Because, you know, pretty much after I hit up Eugene, you know, that's where he's like, oh man, like 9-to-5 sucks, network marketing is blah, 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 but we got to go online. So I think that's when we started to form like a team, and we were like, okay, let's start businesses together, right? And starting from that day, like the day we decided to start businesses, that was like the start of 2 years of like absolute hell, right? Failures after failures. Like we tried, like how many businesses did we try? Like 4 different businesses, Amazon FBA, drop shipping. We tried to sell offline products, offline Korean cosmetic products that obviously I don't know anything about makeup or, you know, foundations, or I don't know anything about those things, but we were selling those things. What else did we try? Like we bought into
hangover.
Yeah, we were trying to sell this hangover relief drink, which I wish you know, next time I'm gonna bring a bottle to share with you guys what that is. But yeah, man, that was like the start of 2 years of just absolute. It's kind of like a nightmare because we're hustling, we're working really hard. Like I was spending all the time that I had left over from school. Eugene was spending all the time he had left over from his 9-to-5 job, and we were just working on his business, but it was like going nowhere, right? So I think that's something that I really resonate with when people share their struggles and their story when it comes to entrepreneurship, because we were there as well. Actually, we were there not too long ago, and that's why we're really passionate about helping other entrepreneurs, other business owners overcome that initial, like, to get their first breakthrough, so that, you know, I mean, it's always gonna be like ups and downs, but to get that first breakthrough so that, you know, their families, you know, believe in them, they're supporting them, not like, you know, going against them and doubting them, right? To get that, you know, usually it's like what, that 10K month. Like usually when people hit that first 10K month, that's when they see that growth and they see that transformation, and that's what we're really passionate about helping other people do. Because yeah, we tried so many businesses, it's just insane.
And I think, like, you know, the thing is, the most important thing, because the fact that we personally had gone through that path, we know that a lot of you is really this close, and you don't need another guru. You just need someone who may be, let's say, 1 or 2 steps ahead of you guys, like us, right? Again, we never label ourselves as experts or gurus, because we're not, right? But we are more people. We are more just the person who is basically like, through these type of, like, you know, through social media or this kind of show where we're documenting our journey and lead you guys in to see how is it that we're able to do, and that could potentially help you guys avoid making a lot more mistakes that you might have if you just try to figure it out by yourself.
Yeah, we're kind of be your guide, right? Guiding you through this journey as we're going along our journey as well, and just sharing everything, you know, just being very transparent, sharing you guys everything, and so that you guys, like you said, avoid the mistakes that we make, and generate results and get breakthroughs, right? We want to share. We want you guys to share your story eventually with us.
Yep.
And yeah, that'll be really, really awesome. So, yeah, I mean, like pretty much we tried 4 different businesses. Okay, and we just keep going with the story. We're getting all sidetracked. All right, but okay, we failed at 4 different businesses, and I think like to sum up those like that entire experience, like there's just one specific story that we want to share with you guys, and I think Eugene can do a really good job at sharing it, but. It's just like that experience right there. Like it was like one of the it's probably like out of all the things that we did in those 4 businesses, that was like the craziest experience that I had.
We have a lot of crazy.
We had a lot of crazy experience.
Which one are you talking about?
Like the hangover drink.
Oh.
The hangover drink.
So it's like that feeling is like you basically you take out my heart and you put it on the floor and you keep step on it, like that's the kind of feeling that we had. But I would say. After that, we really grew a lot, not just as an entrepreneur, but also as a person. Okay, so basically what happened is, long story short, this is another example of someone who don't have any business experience whatsoever and just basically just going with with your guts, right? Is how you say it, right? Like basically just do it out of passion. Okay, because back then, a little bit about myself, I spent almost 7 to 8 years living in Korea, and that was a time where of course this is a country where people really enjoy drinking, and part of the drinking culture is after you have some drink, right? After you're a little drunk probably, so you would have something like a hangover relief drink to make you feel better, like the next morning. So it's very big in Korea, and I personally love it because I am a drinker too, and I thought that this is something that it's going to be great if we're able to sell it in Hong Kong, okay. And because I thought that this is something that people would need, and the fact that because I love this drink myself, so you know what, me and Evan, we through some connections we were able to contact some suppliers, and obviously back and forth we were trying to also make some connections with the local buyers and also lots of chain stores in Hong Kong, and try to see if we're able to sell. And then back then, the thing is like the first red flag that we got was basically in Hong Kong, the people was telling us that what this is. I don't like people are being doubtful. They're saying that I don't think this is something that it's gonna be easy to sell because people don't need this type of hangover relief drink here. Like it's not like we don't drink here in Hong Kong. It's just that people don't have that need.
Yeah, it's not part of the culture.
It's not part of the culture. But for some odd reason, we just went ahead.
Yeah.
Because why? Because we thought that we were just gonna go with what we believe is gonna work because we love the product so much, right? And back then, that was the other thing that now that I think about is that the margin was really, really low.
Super low.
And then basically, of course, the Korean suppliers telling us, oh, you know what, if you're able to make like a big volume, right?
Yeah.
And then that's where you'll be able to sell a lot and be able to be very, very profitable, right? And of course, back then, again, lack of experience, we're only playing around with the numbers and thinking, oh, you know what, if we can actually make a big hit, we're gonna make a lot of money. So that was where, obviously, because the fact that, there isn't a very high demand for this type of product in Hong Kong, we were looking for a lot of places, contacted a lot of places, a lot of them just rejected us and say, you know what, we have no confidence in selling this type of product until we actually got a chance to hit up with one of the buyers, right? And they have a few chain, like kind of like a mini market store, whatever you want to call it, and they are willing to give it a try. I was like, oh, thank God, finally, right?
So I remember we were super excited, and Eugene called me. He was like, yo, finally they're willing to try. I'm like, yes. And that was like our first taste, because I was like, we never made any money before, and like that was like the first, like almost like we were like, oh man, we can feel it, like our first sale like in business. Like we're gonna do it, and then sorry.
No, it's basically that was like our first step to hell too, right? Because after what happened was, okay, so again, these people, they are willing to give it a try. So what they do is usually they will order a trial box, maybe a small box just to try and want to see the response from the market, right, from the people. And we were at this final stage, final meeting. Because back we were talking to a couple of the managers. You know, they gave us an okay and say, you know what, we're willing to order a little and give it a try. And we actually went to the headquarters or the company, and we were having the meeting. We were just finalizing the deal and things like that. And then suddenly, the big boss came in. Okay, so we have never met the boss, right? I think a lot of times he's just basically been just delegated most of the work to the directors or the managers. But he came in. I don't know why. He just suddenly showed up that day. All right, and then he looked at us, right, and I was looking at the drink and was asking, what is this? And we tried to explain to him, right? Oh, you know, this is amazing. This is something. It's a sensation in Korea, right? And then he was asked, oh, do you mind if I tried? So he took a sip, and the following was basically the feeling that I was describing in the beginning. Because as soon as he took that sip, he really just basically spit it out in front of us. And he gave us a look that I will never forget in my life. And it was like, what the hell is this? And like, you know, and you guys can guess what happened next. You know, like obviously
nothing happened.
He thinks that, you know, he was like, there's no way they're gonna be selling this type of drink. Okay, I don't care whether it can actually cure your hangover or whatever that is. People are not gonna like the taste, and we're not gonna buy. So just because of what he said, because it was a big no-no for him, and then all the work that we have done just drained down the toilet. Yep. And I still remember the face that he made.
It's crazy.
To today. So
I mean, it's crazy, and that's how really what happened for the other businesses as well. Like to sum it up, it's just like it was just really bad. Everything was bad. Like it was just failure after failure. We tried a bunch of different things. We bought a bunch of different courses, and it wasn't working out at all, right? So fast forward to September 2019. That's my last year of college. So I promised myself, and I told Eugene, like, hey, this is my last year of trying this entrepreneurship stuff, because if I keep going like this, it's not gonna work out. Like my 9 to 5s, like I'm not gonna get a good job, and my business is going nowhere, right? And also I promised my parents that, hey, if I don't make 10K per month, I told them if I don't make 10K per month by the time I graduate, I'll just stop trying to become an entrepreneur, right? Because we've been trying to do that for the past couple of years, and it wasn't working out, and they're super worried because I haven't really been studying too hard, and they're like, Evan, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, I wanna be an entrepreneur, but it's like, you know, it's not working out. And
but
then,
you guys know probably your parents would think the same way too, because they think that, let's say if you are studying a certain subject, so for him would be the actuarial science, right? And then they would just expect you to be following that path. Right? Because it just doesn't make sense to them that you were doing something different. They would be like, then why would you spend 4 years or even more to study a subject and then end up not doing? But the thing, guys, right, this is part of the reason why we are doing the show, right? We're telling you actually there are a lot of other options, that you don't need to be stuck with going through the same path what everyone else would expect you to do. So
exactly. So yeah, and then it was September 2019, and you know, I told my parents we got to make 10K per month. We had zero businesses. Like last one, we just failed at another business, which was, you know, a Korean cosmetic business. Not gonna get into that, but that's when we're like, okay, we're desperate. What should we do next? You know, Eugene searched online, make money online, and that's when he came up with this video, and he showed it to me. It was about this guy that was making a full-time income selling other people's products, right? And at that time, I had no idea what that was. It's the first time I heard about this concept, and that's when we found out, or we discovered affiliate marketing, right? And that's the first, you know, time I heard about this concept of affiliate marketing. But we were hooked, right? Because you don't have to do customer service, no products. You don't create your own products. All you have to do is just market and get people to click on your link and buy, right? So it's like, oh.
But dude, all the things that we were doing, and it would waste a lot of time, particularly with the customer service.
Yeah, customer service. Oh man, finally, dream come true. So we dove like all in. Like we scrapped all the money that we had. We bought a course, And 4 months into it, we were $10,000 in debt. Like trying to spend money on ads, trying to buying a bunch of different courses, and we were working our asses off. Like we were putting all the time that we had into the business, and it was not working out. We spent $10K. I think we only made like $500, and it was super underwhelming. And at that point, like honestly, like I only had a very tight timeline because I told my parents, hey, if I don't make $10K per month by, I think it was like June, so like within 8 months
before I graduate,
which was like 8 months, like I am gonna stop doing this. I'm gonna just work a 9-to-5 job. And 4 months into those 8 months, like we were $10K in debt, and then we were not making any money at all, right? So we were like, there were so many times I want to give up. So many times I was like, okay, screw this. I'm gonna go just work a 9-to-5 job, right? Because this is not working out. But I think like the biggest thing, I want to kind of wrap up with this and end off the story with this, because there's so many things that we missed out. We're gonna be sharing with you guys the strategies that we use to go from 10K in debt to building a 6-figure business and everything that we did, because it's been a really crazy year. But I think like the point I want to make this is like the thing that pushed us to keep going was not necessarily like, oh, I want to make 10K per month. I want to have like all these dreams, like have a laptop lifestyle or be an entrepreneur and all that. Like that's cool, that's great. But the thing that really pushed me was the fact that if I were to give up right now, guess what? Like my next 40 to 50 years of my life it's over.
The R word.
It's miserable.
The R word.
What's the R word?
Regret.
Regret, yes, regret, right?
That was a hint.
Okay, shoot, I forgot, man. But you're gonna regret, right? And I'm like, shoot, that's gonna suck. Like, how about like I just give it all I have till the end of those 8 months, and literally so 4 months into it, we're tanking in debt, like wanting to give up, and 3 months after that, under our 7th month, that's when we hit our first $10,000 month. And that's when we walked up to our parents. We're like, yo, mom, dad, look at this, 10K month, baby. Oh yeah. So like, I told you so, like that feeling. And it was one of the best feelings ever, because we were like, hey, I proved you wrong. And also, everything just changed. Like after we hit our first 10K month, everything changed. And from there, we were able to, scale that 10K month to a 6-figure business. And now we're looking to scale from 6 to 7-figure business. And we're gonna be documenting and sharing with you guys everything that we know here in Journey to a Million, right? Yeah. So, man, it's a crazy ride, and I'm really looking forward to helping, just sharing everything that we know to help you guys out. Because, like I said, we understand. Like we were struggling for so long. Maybe you guys are kind of in a similar spot as us right now. I mean, us before, where you're starting a business and you're like, I don't know what to do. I need some guidance. Right? I don't know if this is right, this is wrong. So, hopefully throughout this podcast, show/podcast style type of show, talk show, we're able to share a lot of our knowledge. And also we're gonna use our network, bring on awesome people to share more things and more knowledge with you guys as well. Right? Mm-hmm. So, man, I mean, what time is it right now? Yeah, I want to make sure we want to keep it 30 minutes. On time for the show. That's going to be value packed 30 minutes, right? So every single one of these shows are going to be 30 minutes. So in each and every single one of these shows, it could be an interview, could be a training, could be us talking, but it's going to be more of like a podcast style where it's more casual. We're like, swinging our arms, like Eugene and I were like chatting. It's fun. It's really fun. Usually the stuff we do on YouTube, on like Facebook is more like produced, like a little bit more like, serious, but this is going to be a little bit more chill. And you guys can learn more about us, and it's for us to kind of have more fun and just play around a little bit.
Yeah, another channel for us to interact with our audience, mm-hmm. right? Letting you guys see kind of more at the behind the scenes, mm-hmm. right? And definitely we'll be showing you guys more. And again, because in this kind of environment, that's where we'll be able to again, I like the fact that we can keep it casual, more like mm-hmm. the podcast style, because again, like maybe some of you are right now probably driving right now, and you don't have to be basically watching the video. You guys can be listening to us, right? And probably there's nothing to look at anyways. But, yeah.
Guys, this is episode number 1 of Journey to a Million. That was really fast, 30 mm-hmm. minutes. Once you keep talking, it's gonna be over in like a second. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for a lot of the content that we're gonna be pushing out. We're gonna be doing a lot more